So, what is up, guys? Set 14 has now been out for a full week. It's time to see what cards are in the set, know what packs you have to grind, what you're going to have to go for. So, let's get this started and see if anything's really going to change in the coming months when it comes April. So, let's get started. So, Puncture Celestial Gadriel at the start of your ride phase. If your Vanguard's a grade 2 or greater and your damage zone's at 4 or less cards, Counterblast 1, put this unit into your soul. Put the top card of your deck into the damage zone face down. Return a random card with priority to the face down cards from your damage zone to your deck at the end of that turn. So obviously Puncture Celestial Gadriel is there so you can break ride when you're at 3rd damage. So this is the closest thing to limit break riding in 0 so far, because this actually can help you push. The only thing about this card is you either go for this or you run 5 heals. I'm pretty sure everyone's going to be keen on the 5 heals, but if we can make this unit work, we'll make it work. Because I know in my Steve profile, I'm legit running Steve, the actual Forerunner. Nursing Celestial Nariel. When placed, you may put a Celestial from your hand into your damage zone. If you do, add a card from your damage zone to your hand. So the only name-specific card that's on this is you have to put a Celestial in the damage zone, which is pretty easy if the whole deck is Celestials. And it's pretty much a Nasiel that countercharges you back up, so you have CB to use. The other thing with this is Nursing Celestial Nariel. I mean, technically you could... How I can now see how this works is if you have the G2, which is this, Daniela, you put this into the damage zone when another card is put into your damage during your turn. I don't know if that's how it works. I don't know if she would resolve like that. I'm guessing that's a no. That might be a no-show on that one. So we'll have to see how that kind of plays out. So yikes. But still good. It's technically a Nasiel for Celestials. Anesthesia Celestial Ramul. During your turn, this unit gets plus 2,000 power for each Operation Celestial Armament. So that's the G3. Clear Celestial Ramiel Reverse. We're going over it again. Lock 2 Celestials. To have 3 of your front row Celestials get plus 5,000 power. Put one of your opponent's rear guards into the damage zone at random to the back row, sadly. And put a random card with priority to face up cards from your opponent's damage zone into the drop zone. And put a random... Yeah. Technically, that's a counter charge for your opponent. Ew, that kind of sounds weird. That's technically a counter charge. But whatever your opponent's rear guards into the damage zone at random with a priority to the back row, and put a random card with a priority to face up cards from your opponent's damage zone into the drop zone. I guess not. I guess if they have nothing but face down cards, then the face up card that went in there was gonna get denied anyways. Okay. And then she got this effect if you healed or a card from the drop zone went to the damage zone, she gained a 5k. Mostly this is only good for if your opponent heals. So if your opponent heals, you technically go up to 1800, but it's still a trigger. So that doesn't make any sense. Like, we're just going to wait for this unit to come out in global so we can get a full test just to kind of work around her because yikes. So Daniela, when another card is put into your damage zone during your turn, Counterblast 2 to call this card and put the top card of your deck into your damage zone. If you call the face down card, turn that card put into your damage zone face down. Alright, but you know, the whole thing about Daniela, I would assume it's the Celestial. You put this in, get like a PG out. Daniela plays herself, so it's technically like you didn't lose too much in that sense, but not even reverse Ramiel really, I mean... Technically, no. Actually, you could use this with reverse Ramiel, in the sense that Ramiel does put a priority to the back row, and you can call this G2 that's in your damage zone if you have the CB for it. Because that's why Ramiel isn't CB heavy. The CB heavy is coming from Daniela, so I guess if you're giving yourself that type of intercept game, you can do that. But, I mean, a 9K is a 9K. Big situation. I think it's just going to depend on the opponent's field. I mean, that's all I can say about that. Sergio Celestial Barteriel. During your turn, this unit gets plus 2,000 power if there's a G3 of the grade 3 in the zone. So, yikes. Twinkle Knife Angel, Counterblast 2, get 4,000 power. That's a waste. So, Operation Celestial Armament. During your turn, this unit gets plus 2,000 power. Damage zone. Again, one of those stupid things. Dressing Barrage Staff 3L. When this unit attack hits, you may discard a card from your hand. If you do, draw a card. So, it's a filter. So we're done talking about Angel Feathers. So yeah, Angel Feathers just... I mean, not a lot really changes to your decks. Helm is still stupid. Helm gets a crit. Zechriel gives everyone 3,000. And Reverse Ramiel just wants to be a part of the chain, but she's very tricky, I would say, to kind of play around with. There's going to be a lot of stuff that I will have to test out for her, because not every unit's garbage until proven guilty, as I say, and I'm going to be working around those units as we speak when the set comes around in April. So without further ado, let's get started on the Aqua Force. So we get a new Forerunner, Bubble Edge Draco Kid. Put this unit into your soul, have one of your units get the following ability. When this unit attacks a Vanguard, if it's the fourth battle of that turn or more, draw a card. So pretty much Bubble Edge Draco Kid is for your Tidal Assault. If Tidal Assault goes fourth in the battle, you attack the Vanguard, you draw 1, attack the Vanguard again, draw 2. So you don't even have to hit the Vanguard. You're just attacking the Vanguard, and you're going to draw 2 cards. That's what they kind of made the Draco Kit for. It's for Tidal Assault. It's for Benedict. It's for you to draw an extra 2 cards if it comes down to it. So I guess they want you to find some use in this, which we will in the future. Wheel Assault. At the end of the battle, this unit boosted. CB1, exchange 2 of your rear guard's positions. This is how you set up your Tetra Drive break ride play, as we discussed in lots and lots of videos. And this says ain't even out in global, but I'm always willing to help when I can. Number 1. Shallow Sweeper. When it's boosted, if it's the fourth battle of that turn, you may discard a card from your hand. That sounds like a crappy filter. Heavy Rush Dragon. During your turn, if it's the second battle of that turn, 3,000 power. Second battle of that turn, it gets 3,000. So it's a booster of a 9K. You could kind of make that work, I guess, but not really. It's not that great. Tidal Assault. At the end of battle, this unit attacks a Vanguard. Stand this unit, and it gets -5. Obviously, everyone was so happy with it, but this card's legit for the Tidal Assault play, so Tidal Assault pitches 2 cards with Tetra Drive, and we get around to doing some big plays. Teardrop Marine General Carlos. When this unit attacks a Vanguard, countercharge 1. Alright, Aqua Force got a countercharger. Basil and Diamantes are now micromanageable. Hitting with this, even using your Tier Knight Lucases. Now you draw a card, countercharged, and then you CB'd 1 to draw 1. Sounds good to me. It's technically an Algos play without an attack pattern. So I can see Carlos being run, Lucas being run. Lucas and this guy go hand in hand. Lucas and Carlos are the best Aqua Force team up. Countercharge, draw, everything comes together. Okay, so Carlos definitely brings some oomph to the Aqua Force, especially, you know, when Tetra Drive needs some cards, you'll be able to do it. So Lucas can help with that as well, so you don't even have to run Draco Kid if you go for this type of build where you countercharge 1. That, go for game, GG's. Love it. Deuterium Gun Dragon. During your turn, if it's the second battle of that turn, this unit gets plus 3,000 power. So it's an 11k B stick on second attack. Not too bad. Not too bad. Just some situations. Alright, Tetra Drive Dragon. When this unit attacks, it gets 5,000 power. Good. It's a 16k beat stick for the rest of the battle phase. At the end of the battle, that one of your rear guards attacked. If it was the fourth battle of that turn, count less 2. Discard 2, stand this unit, draw 2, and you're good to go. So technically, if your opponent's interest game is weak and you have that little Draco Kid mofo, you'll be able to do this play, actually, surprisingly. Where you'll draw even more cards, so it's like practically 6 cards from your deck, and, you know, thinning is winning. But we'll see how that plays out for Tetra. I am still looking forward to Tetra. There's so much use to him that I can't wait to try out. Definitely looking like my favorite Robo Dragon that I've been looking forward to. Cobalt Wave Dragon. We discussed this before in the prediction. When your rear guard attacks a Vanguard, if it's the third battle of that turn or more, this unit gets plus 2,000 and a critical. So Basil Diamantes now gets a free crit unit when it's LB4. So if you self-damage yourself, give yourself that crit like you're playing freaking Jewel Knights, so on and so forth. When this unit attacks a Vanguard, and if it's the fourth battle of that turn, it gets plus 5,000. So you can legit turn this unit into pretty much a gain 7k. So that's good, and you just need the booster in the back so it automatically hits with a 2 crit. So Aqua Force is getting more critters. Keen Eye Sky Trooper. When drive check reveals a grade 3, stand one of your rear guards. And when this unit is boosted, gain 3,000 power. So that's like, eh. So we're done talking about the freaking, we're done talking about the Aqua Force. So pretty much what we got here, Cobalt's looking like Revan, but better without the use. I mean, Revan's like more of the rest type. You can still use Basil and Diamantes with Cobalt Dragon and do some damage. Blue Wave, like I said, we're going to have to wait and see till we get around to him. He looks really fun. Seeing Carlos, seeing a countercharger actually is a big plus to Aqua Force. The way they've been CBing, they need it. So I can't wait for that. I'm glad that was like a little sneak by Game Studios to add a countercharger that set. Because God willing, they did need it. Let's be real. All that countercharging, all that trade in, trade out, Wheel Assault doing this, doing that. You're going to need the countercharge just in case. Keep your CB in check so you'll be able to Tetra. number 1. All right, we're done with that. Let's go over a Link Joker. Prison Gate Starvader Paladidium. At the start of the end of the turn, at the start of the turn, counter blast 1, put this unit into your soul, lock one of your opponent's rear guards that was unlocked during your opponent's last end phase. I mean, the only way I see using this is, I guess, if you're trying to save, like, after you see, like hypothetically speaking, you can keep this card locked. Like, okay. Run with me here. The whole point is, when you CBD, you lock that unit. Now, if you have Paladidium prepped, you can keep that unit locked without pitching 2 cards again, in a fashion sense like that. You don't technically have to pitch another 2 cards when you have Paladidium in the back. Paladidium will relock the unit after CBD already locked it, or CBD is going to retire it. It just depends where you're going to flow with your turn. Because the fact still remains, this goes very well with CBD, and the fact CBD oil, and the fact that Chaos Breaker Dragon could do this. It's good. Paladidium's going to be a good unit because it definitely could micromanage your CBD, and it can micromanage your hand as well. If you don't want to waste 2 more cards the following turn, use this. Or if you're at Limit Break 4, guess what? Draw a card. That's the whole point. You're trying to get your opponent to really be like, damn, I got nothing. Once you lock it, you're only taking like 2 attacks max. So that's what makes Paladidium good. I'm starting to see more use for him now. Mana Shot Starvader Neon. So we get another G1 that becomes a 10k if you have a Starvader Vanguard. So that's nice. Homing Starvader Fermium. Just CB, 1000 power. Nothing too special. Starvader Aurora Eagle. When this unit boosts a Vanguard, you have more rear guards than your opponent. It becomes a 10k booster. When this unit boosts Chaos Breaker Dragon. Soul Blast 1, 5000, and then it becomes a 22k booster. Starvader Colony Maker. When placed, if your opponent has a lock card, counter blast 1 to call a grade 1 or less Starvader from your deck. Obviously, the only way you kind of even run this, and you're trying to save CBing or discarding cards, so on and so forth. Obviously, the first CB goes with the Break Ride, so that's 1 CB down. Starvader Colony could call you a booster since you locked the unit. In the sense, after you Break Ride, pretty much, the main point of this card is legit the Break Ride. Obviously, you Break Ride, 0 did his effect. Then you can play this CB1 again, get yourself a booster, aka Paladidium. Keep the lock card 0 put, so Infinite 0 did. So keep the lock card at rest pretty much. And if you heal back to 3, and you have this freaking unit, the G1 Paladidium, you keep it locked. And there you go, you're set. And if it unlocks, you just retire it. GG's. You drew a card. If you need to keep it locked, that's the whole point about... That's the thing about Link Joker. You have to think about what you want to go for. Look at your hand, see what you can do. Is this a good idea? Is it bad? Can I waste the CB knowing I can keep them locked in that column the entire turn? So on and so forth. For maybe even an entire game, you only take like 1 attack. So there's that. Unrivaled Starvader Radon. During your turn, if you have a Starvader, it becomes a 12k, which is good without booster support. Those are always necessary. Starvader Pulsar Bear during your turn. If you have more rear guards than your opponent, 11k, not worth. Alright, Starvader Chaos Breaker Dragon. At the start of your turn, Counter Blast 1 to retire one of your opponent's rear guards that was unlocked during your opponent's last end phase. If you did, draw a card. Awesome effect, but he has to be at LB4 in order to retire it. That's why Paladidium's there. But once we break right, we're obviously going to draw a card, but Paladidium's going to be there just in case we need more cards. So on and so forth. But this Counter Blast 1 is not limited, so it is limited. Well, it's limited in the sense it's a 1-turn effect. It's not a limit break effect. You Counter Blast 1, discard 2 Starvaders, lock one of your opponent's rear guards, so pretty much lock a front row. Your opponent's now limited to 2 attacks. So it depends where you're at in the match. Maybe you stalled them for a long time until you can get to your pieces, or you're missing something. Who knows? You just want to limit the damage you take, and the faster you push them for game, the easier it gets. Because again, they are losing an intercept, so that limits you to 2 attacks on the Vanguard, which is going to be enough for most of the game. But for sure, definitely a good unit. Starvader Multiverse Dragon. When placed, Counterblast 2 and lock one of your opponent's rear guards. Oh. And it becomes 16k. So that's good, I guess. I don't know. I mean, if you don't want to pitch 2 cards, maybe ride this. Who knows? I mean, it just depends how you go about your plays. Because obviously you're going to draw a card, because it says at the start of your turn you're going to draw a card, and if you drew this, you can just lock without pitching 2 cards again. So there's going to be ways to even extend the lock if you need to. So that's nice. Multiverse Dragon looks pretty neat for a double rare. Darth Vader Ferrancium, when this unit attacks, becomes 13k. Innocent Blade Heartless. When it attacks, if it hits a Vanguard, +2, lock one of your opponent's rear guards. Obviously, yeah, okay. Most likely will be locking a back row. But they have a lot of lock units, apparently. Always have a good amount of lock units that are locking front row now these days. Super Giant Lady Gunner. When this unit is boosted, gains 3,000. Yuck. Alright, so we're done talking about Link Joker. Obviously, they're going to be very brain heavy. You have to use your brain. You have to know when to CB. You have to do a lot of things to make your plays just function. Don't lose focus on the site. You're still playing Link Joker. As long as you can limit your opponents to at least one unit a column, you'll be good to go. Less to worry about, so on and so forth. Then you don't have to deal with all that nonsense. That's what makes it good. I think Link Joker is going to be really good coming set 14. Short Trial is nice for a nice, pretty much Omega lock. But then again, once they unlock, you're kind of screwed if you didn't game your opponent that turn, or you didn't have him at 5th damage, or so on and so forth. Anyways, on to the block. Morgan Rot. When an attack by a block Vanguard, this unit boost hits a Vanguard. Counterblast 1. Look at the top 3 cards and add a block to your hand. Technically, this is PG filtering. If there is a PG amongst those 3 cards, congratulations, you got a PG. Maybe you need a piece. You grab the Break Ride. I like this. This limits your options aren't limited. You can grab any of the 3 cards. None of it goes back in the deck, so that helps. Blau Dunkenheit. So with this, when the Vanguard is hit, if you lose, Perfect Guard is activated. There you go. This is one of those another 5th damage PGs. So when we're at Flow Ray Leprechaun. When this unit attack of your block Vanguard hits a Vanguard. Attack of one of your block Vanguards hits the Vanguard. Counterblast 1 to restand this unit and it becomes 10k. So pretty much this is the Mars 22k column, but it's a CB2. Possibly we could be having a countercharger by then. I mean, you can possibly obviously when you have Toolkit, you're going to be restanding, period, number 1. So there's that. Toolkit's going to give you the countercharge. This is going to restand, and you're just going to countercharge with Toolkit. You can actually do this with 1 CB, believe it or not. You could. 1 CB can restand that entire Mars column with Leprechaun. Due to the fact the effects will resolve as Leprechaun goes, then Toolkit, then Mars goes, and then Mars reset with 22k. Actually, that sounds pretty stupid, but okay. Whatever block. Gundams are life. During your turn, if your Vanguard is a block, this unit gets, it's a 10k beat stick. Blade Arm Leprechaun. Once you boost a blah. Cell Blast 1, and it becomes a 10k beat stick. So this unit is like a free 10k booster, because all the units in the deck are possibly going to be blocks. So when you boost a block, guess what? Extra 10k, which means magic numbers, which means you're going to eat the damage. 2,700, you're going to have plenty of soul due to the Forerunner, a G1, a G2, the Break Ride, and that's it. There's like 4 cards in the soul to make this card work, and you don't even need to use it yet until you're ready. So you have enough soul to actually even micromanage even Blade Arm Leprechaun too. It's another 10k booster. So technically block has like 2 10k like boosters. I mean, as long as you're boosting blocks. Obviously, Polar Stern isn't a block unit, so we're not going to boost that, but most of the other units are blocks. So, just keep that in mind. Most of the deck is legit block. Mars Blockuga. When this unit attacks a block, when the attack of your block Vanguard hits a Vanguard, counterblast 1, stand this unit, and it gets 3,000 power. Obviously, a block unit will hit, so on and so forth. Now, where does, actually, believe it or not, the G2 block can actually work because it countercharges as well. So if you have Toolkit and the G2 block for this Mars combo, you don't lose a CB, which is kind of funny, but it works. It works. So we take those. During your turn, if your Vanguard is a block, this unit is a 12k beat stick. So block got their own 12k beat stick. Jupiter blocks, just a 10k vanilla. Galaxy Blockuga. When this unit attacks, it gets 5,000 power plus the following ability. When the attack of one of your block hits a Vanguard, counterblast 2, discard 2 from your hand, stand all of your units in the center column and draw 2 cards. So pretty much this effect is good in the sense, say your opponent has 1 intercept. Let's say a hypothetical, 1 intercept. You kill the intercept. And hypothetically speaking, you're running a crit deck. It's just hypothetical, there's a crit. So you hit the crit, it doesn't hit. But you use another block unit to hit the Vanguard. And then block actually restands with the crit now. So now block got the restand, and now he went critical. So that's nice, because it works in a sense, but I don't think we're running crits, but it's a nice thought, because his effect isn't really limited to like himself. It says any block can hit, which means anyone could restand. I mean, that's when Mon Block actually comes in. Say even Mon Block. I mean, Mon Block just wants you to hit, everything restands, and if you hit a crit, guess what? You're set. That's a guaranteed hitbox, and you go from there. You restand, block, Galaxy block again, and GG's. A lot of stuff there. I think Galaxy has so much combos, it's freaking ridiculous that this unit shouldn't really exist. Merkur Block Cougar. When this unit attacks a Vanguard, gets the following ability. When this unit attack hits, combat 1, stand all of your front row block rear guards. When your unit stands during the battle phase, this unit gets plus 2,000 power. Makes no sense. When your unit stands during your battle phase, yeah, but that's nothing. I still have to hit. Oh, but it says when this unit attack hits. Wait. When this unit attacks a Vanguard, when this unit attack hits, CB2 to stand all of your front row block rear guards. When this unit attack hits. Oh, when your unit stands during the battle, this unit gets... Okay, I legit derped again reading, like, it. I thought he was getting the 2,000, but no, it's the unit that gets the 2,000. So I guess in Merkur Block situation, obviously, you can give yourself an 11k unit with a 10k Leprechaun or something like that, and you just swing. Block Gundams are, like, really good for their worth. I love it. They do work. They have a lot of aggressive plays, and it just really shows. And they had a Bluto block, so we don't have a Mortal Kaiser, believe it or not. This is the last card. Once he attacks a Vanguard, it gets 5,000 power until the end of turn. When this unit attack hits a Vanguard, count by 3 and stand 2 of your rear guards. Budget Pluto? Possibly a budget Pluto? Who knows? Hey, technically, you could restand back row. If you really feel like getting 2 attacks on the Vanguard. That's how I see it. So that concludes our Gundam analysis. Definitely really good. Block's killing it. They do such good work. The restands are great. The combo potential in Block is very, very awesome. I love it. Can't wait to play my Robo clans. I'm excited for set 14. I think that's where I feel like I'm a kid again during those times during April, because I got all my Robos and they're combining and they're kicking ass and all that good stuff. So Galaxy Block is still remaining like really nice right now. Remaining really nice. And that's the other thing about Block. Again, one last thing. Even on 5th damage, once the other units stand, you're knocking 3 PGs. But keep in mind, once you do that, once you do this play, like, Block is going to restand if that attack hits. Galaxy Block is legit there to really, honestly, really stop the 6 damage shield, because you're going to be able to restand him and do some work. So that's a lot. That's good. I like it. Anyways, time to my other favorite clan, Dimensional Police. Let's get to it. Dimensional Row with Die Magnum. Like we said, they would add them. Push you into your cell, give your Vanguard plus 5,000 power until the end of the turn. This is good for some Die Hard plays. I mean, is it Die Hard? I think Die Brave. Yeah, it's Die Hard, because Die Brave is what, the G1? Yeah, this is good for Die Hard Braves. You bring him up to 1,400. Possibly throw another booster in the back so he automatically hits. So on and so forth. So, decent Forerunner. I would like to do some testing besides Goryusha. You know, I want to try to mix it up. Hypnotism Monster, Nicoli. At the end of the battle, this unit boosted a unit with LB4. Put in Soul, draw a card. Dimensional Robot. Die Brief. Counterblast 1, put this card into your drop zone. And your Vanguard now gets the following ability. When this unit attack hits a Vanguard, draw a card. Really nice. Obviously, if you can bring all of them into your soul with Goryusha, you have a possible 2-card draw with a CB2. Easy money. Heat Rate Monster, Gigabolt, when play, Soul Blast 1, put one of your opponents minus 3,000 power, and then if they hit 0, obviously this is the Zeal unit we all love. It's 3,000 is a big gap between 9, and that's what we need. 2,000 did nothing to 9Ks. 3,000 does a crap ton when you're playing Zeal. I love it. Dimensional Robo, Die Shield, the new PG, 5th damage, then this will activate. Dimensional Robo, Die Tiger. During your turn, if your Vanguard's a Dimensional Robo, this unit gets 43,000 power. So it's another one of those 7Ks that turn into 10Ks. Dimensional Robo, go cannon. If your Vanguard is a Daiyusha, put this unit and a Dimensional Robo rear guard into your soul to have that Vanguard get a crit. So if you break ride Dai Kaiser, and I mean, Go Cannon has its ups and downs, but if you can make that play worth your while where you're legit going for big end game play, because honestly, Daiyusha's going to be at 3 crit. This is going to bring him up to 4 crit for game, so it's like the guaranteed hit game. And if you hit a freaking trigger, guess what? They have to have 2 BGs to stop that ultimate OTK. And I like to see them try. Or you run a crit build, and then you don't have to worry about Go Cannon, I guess. You just got to make sure you compensate all your draws with the Die Braves, and so on and so forth. Bee Monster, Rain Drum. When this unit boosts a unit that's LB4, it gets plus 3,000, so it's a 9K booster. Fusion Monster Boogried. When this unit attacks a Vanguard that has when he attacks a unit that has 6,000 power or less, you draw a card. Plussing and Zeal. Plussing and Zeal. There he is. I remember getting this in the Star deck. I thought it was cool. Dimensional Robo. Dimensional Robo. Kaizad. When rode upon, your Vanguard gets plus 5,000 power. AKA, if you ride Daiyusha, that's already your crit game. You're already set there. That's already GG's. Definitely some good use with Kaiser there. I mean, Daiyusha can push at, like, really push, like, you to 5th damage. Possibly very early, especially when you do the Superior Ride Chain. Daiyusha's going to be at 3 crit. And if you're playing a crit deck, Daiyusha's going to be at 4 crits. So you pretty much sack your opponent up to 5th damage already. So now they're limited on turn play. So that'd be really cool to use. I love Dai Kaiser's effect. I'm loving it. That's great. Because if you get a crit, a necessary crit, that's like a 4 crit beat stick. Oh my lord. You do 1 damage and then you do this. Yeah, that's going to be good. That's not even counting the Die Braves that you're going to get from the drawing, from the 1 draw, which is a plussing. You just say screw heal checks. You know, screw it. Say screw heal checks, run crits, run draw. I'm just kidding. Screw heal. Who needs healing when you can crit them for game? It's like you'll barely heal once you do that effect, by the way. Legit smack them to death, and then you'll never heal again. Dimensional Robo, Die Driller. When placed, CB1 to have one of your Dimensional Robos get plus 4,000 power. This is good for Diehard. Yeah, Diehard needs it because he has to be at 13K. You just got to make sure if Diehard hits the Vanguard if you get into those situations. Shock Monster, Vipple during your turn. If you have a unit that's LB4, this unit gets plus 3,000 power. Oh, gosh darn it. Diehard didn't get saved properly. Give me a sec. I need to go pull up my man, Ali, here. Dang it, Diehard, you didn't save properly, you sick son of a witch. He was the only G2 missing. Alright, so Dimensional Robo Diehard. When this unit attack hits, if its power was 13 or greater, right before attacking, put a grade 3 Dimensional Robo from your hand into your soul and ride a grade 3 Dimensional Robo from your deck at rest. So this helps you get your break ride. Say you didn't draw your break ride. And you drew your Daiyusha, your G3 or something. Maybe you don't sack your G3 Daiyusha. Maybe you keep it. Get Diehard to 13K. 13K, then we can ride Dai Kaiser. There's 2 cards in the soul. And then you're set for Dai Kaiser. Then you don't have to worry about break ride. I like Diehard in the sense you'll be able to break ride. Number 1, you're going to be able to break ride a little bit easy. You can always break ride if you have Diehard and 1 G3. Obviously, we don't ride Diehard if we have freaking Dai Kaiser in our hand already. Or it's going to depend on the situation with your hand size. That's what makes Diehard, the new Diehard, really good. So there's that. So now next to Dark Dimensional Robot. Reverse! Die! Yeah! Sha! So it's a count plus 1, lock 2 Dimensional Robo rear guards to have one of your opponent's units get minus 10,000 power. And if it comes 0, retire it. So DP getting retired units are always big plussing. I love it. When this unit attacks a Vanguard that has 6,000 power or less, this unit gets plus 1 crit. So obviously they didn't limit the CB1 lock 2, because if you lock 4, you can put the opponent's Vanguard down to pretty much under the limit. And then pretty much one of your interceptors is going to attack the other intercept that's still alive. And if your opponent's at 4 damage, you're obviously going to swing at him with a crit. So, I mean, Reverse Daiyusha is very CB heavy when he tries to go for his crit. But, you know, maybe this is where you possibly... I mean, even Original Zero Saver can kind of help with the minus 8k, but I don't think that's enough. So, there will be some times. I'm going to come up with a couple things for Reverse Daiyusha for sure. Definitely an amazing unit. I definitely want to tackle more DP decks when April comes. because there's so much to do and so much to see. So what's wrong with hitting the back streets? Can't wait. Double dimensional Robo Dai Kai Za. When rode upon, CB1, have your Vanguard get plus 10,000 power and 1 critical, and the following ability. When your draw check reveals a grade 3, your opponent must activate 2 cards at the same time when activating a Sentinel with a perfect guard effect until the end of that turn. Once you draw check a G3, they have to have 2 PGs in their hand. If they don't have 2 PGs in their hand, they're eating that crit. Hypothetically speaking, if you're swinging with Dayusha, that's a ragey crit. If you hit a trigger, guess what happens? You are dead if you don't have 2 PGs. And the fact that you're smacking 2 PGs now is good enough because you could possibly heal. You have a good intercept game. You have your PGs as well. So many plussing. So much plussing with that. Once you hit the trigger, knocking out 2 PGs is really good. Love Dai Kaiser. As y'all know, original Saber Zero. When rode upon, until the end of turn, your Vanguard gets 10k, minus 8k power to any unit. And if it's a rear guard unit and it hits 0, retire it. And if you rode an alien, Zeal, call an alien from your deck. So technically, Zeal can now, there is a way to call Commander Laurel from the deck. And we actually need Commander Laurel for a lot of plays sometimes. Because the quad deck helps us hit our draw triggers better, so we get everything to our hand so we can mac plays. So we're going to be able to call Commander Laurel from the deck very easy. Or we're just trying to kill them, we don't care about that. Maybe they're at 4th damage, clean up the intercept game, get the rest of the attacks in on the Vanguard. Because you'll be able to. Minusing 6,000 on the Vanguard already guarantees you victory. Pretty much. We're always going to call that a nice little seahorse. Space Leviathan, Dog Ramadra. When it attacks, 5k. When it's units of attacks of Vanguard. When it's a rear guard, it becomes a 12k. So that is all the units in set 14. Ah, look at those beauties. They're nice. They're very nice. I like these. I love Dimensional Robos. Always my favorite. Love the crit pressure. Always like freaking smacking people with like breaking PGs. No PGs activating. But everything's looking good. I mean, I'm going to be pretty much maining Gundams and Robos. And maybe a little Genesis on the side because I love me some Gen. I love me some Jenny. Starvader's looking good, though. I definitely want to test more out Chaos Breaker Dragon with maybe a Colony Maker and Paladinium, because obviously Paladinium is definitely good for a lot of good plays, in a sense, if you can limit them. So I love that. Aqua Force, obviously waiting on Tetra till we actually get some more play. The fact we got a Countercharger is very plussy, so we'll take that. And Tidal Assault, just being Tidal Assault, wasn't the best thing, but, you know, we're going to make it work. Obviously, they want you to make it work because, hey, they made the new Bubble Edge Draco kit. They want you to use Tidal Assault to draw 2 cards. They're expecting that out of you, apparently. I don't know why. I really don't know why. And obviously, Angel Feathers, we got to do some more testing because obviously there has to be some type of weird combo play with Daniela, with Ramiel. There's got to be something there. But anyways, guys, that is all set 14. Thanks for watching. Oh, I am excited for DP. It's just going to be forever to able to actually start playing, which sucks. But anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Now you know what to save up your materials for. I got plenty of Angel Feather materials because I pulled Helm and Zachriel and I was done after that. So I can definitely craft these girls easy, or if I pull them easy. Yeah. So anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Be good. Stay safe. Until next time, I'm out. Stay tuned for Steve's deck profile Friday.